Our Sunday schedule of week number 4 starts off in London. It's David Bastl, Cam Stewart with you. Let's go there. It's a 9:30 Eastern Standard Time with the struggling, and I hate to say struggling, but struggling Jacksonville Jaguars, Atlanta Falcons. Jacksonville 1-2 on the season. The Falcons are 4-0 against the Jags since the 2011 season. Jacksonville's been a disappointment.
Jacksonville Jaguars? I thought you were going to be eating flesh. You're more like pussycats eating tender vittles. What the heck is going on with you guys? You're not a mean cat, but I do like one thing. Jacksonville, Dave, playing in London. That's their style. This better be a get-right spot. Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. Steffi Graf, has not been good. The defense has been deplorable. But the Atlanta Falcons, they showed some holes. Desmond Ridder, you put pressure on this guy, you got big problems. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play well in London for Con and the rest of the fans there. They get it done by a touchdown, Dave. I'm down with the Jaguars, but I'm telling you, this team is really pissing me off this year.
Next up, it's Sports Interaction's Game of the Week, maybe Game of the Season so far. It's the Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo 9-1 straight up in their last 10 against the Dolphins, but the Dolphins coming off a 70-point effort against the Broncos. This is for first place.
Did I tell you that I had Denver, Dave? Plus 6.5. I actually switched my pick, too. I do a pick show. What an idiot. Hey, you can call me Mike Meatball, but here's the deal. Everybody and their mother, Dave, is going to be on Miami in this game.
Yeah.
I think the Bills' defense is actually starting to come around. I love what they did. I know it's the Commanders. Here's the thing. You're getting Miami as a dog. I could tell you people are going to be smashing it. Don't underestimate Buffalo at home. I think Allen goes off. I think Diggs goes off. I'm taking the Bills to win this game by 4 and just cover the number. I'm telling you, Dave, there's going to be a lot of money on the Fish, who a lot of people think are the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, that number's going to dip down a little bit, and that's a great buy time for the Buffalo Bills. I'm on board as well. I think they win by a touchdown, actually. And something else to look out for with this game, these two teams have played 70% of the games, 7 of the last 10 games, to the over. So we could be looking at some points in that Sunday afternoon game. Move on to the Ravens and the Browns. These two teams split the season series last season. And you know what? Both teams trying to figure out exactly how their offenses do work.
Here's the thing, Dave. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens either. Let's give credit to Gardner Minshew and Indianapolis. That coach Stitch, he's doing a great job there. Like, don't you think? The Stitch. I love this man. But I'm going to tell you something. Cleveland's defense is elite. And they have Jim Schwartz, and that's a big thing. You saw them. They beat down Tennessee to a pulp in that game. Listen, I know Baltimore might respond. Very difficult game, Dave, but I got to ride with Cleveland. They're just one of those teams. I think they can win with defense. Deshaun doesn't have to do too much. I think they get it done again, man. This Cleveland Browns defense is elite.
Yeah, and both of these games last season between these two teams went to the under, so something to consider. Speaking of unders, normally I wouldn't put this game on our schedule, but I had to just to make fun of it. It is the Denver Broncos against the Chicago Bears.
Toilet bowl. This is a toilet bowl in week 4?
These two teams combined to lose by 81 points last week. Who's worse?
What a question. I'll tell you one thing. It's the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
It might be, yes.
Because Fields, I don't know if he's going to last there, and Russell Wilson's washed. I'm going to tell you, Dave, I don't know who's worse. I actually think the Bears might be a better team than Denver in the spot. Am I nuts?
I might be. but
you know I am.
I can't back the Broncos, though.
What's the line? What line are we getting?
Right now at Sports Interaction, the Bears are slight favorites.
Well, Dave, we can do this a million ways. Flush the toilet, hope it goes down, grab a dartboard. What logo do we hit? Flip a coin. I don't know what to do. Probably the dog, but I'm going to say this Sean Payton experiment. Hey, buddy, you shouldn't have mocked Nate Hackett. You know what? I'm going to take the Chicago Bears in this spot. I actually think they have more athletes on the team. Denver's just a shell of themselves. I don't know what's going on. I must be crazy. No, am I really betting the Bears again, Dave? Please cut my mic.
Yeah, we might have to cut both of our mics after this. Hey, speaking of equals, we're looking at the Raiders and the Chargers. These two teams have split the last 10 games, 5 wins each. Even against the number, they're 5-5 against the number. I'm not sure if I'm even betting this game when I look at these West Division rivals.
Well, Dave, we have to have an opinion on it. I'm going to say this. The Chargers, they're horrible favorites. You know that. But by the time of taping, Jimmy Garoppolo in concussion protocol. Is it Hoyer time? That's even worse. I don't even know what to say. McDaniels, you're a stooge. You get Aiden O'Connell there, just put the kid in. But Hoyer's your backup? I don't get it. If O'Connell started, Dave, I would actually take the points with the silver and black. I think he's better than Hoyer. Hoyer's like one of those old beat-down backups. I'm going to tell you something. The Chargers, they almost gave it away again last week. This team's unbelievable. You can't lay numbers with them, but I don't trust the Raiders. You're right. This game, I don't want to bet it, but I am. Give me the lightning bolts. They win by a touchdown and cover, but guys, I hate this game.
High voltage it is. Moving on to the Commanders, who fell back down to earth last week. Eagles are 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games against Washington. And you know what? Rolling, especially what we saw that they did to the Buccaneers on Monday night. This team is a perfect 3-0.
I'm going to tell you, Dave, this is where my dog of the week comes in. I like the response. I know Howell played horrible against Buffalo. I'm still not impressed totally with Philadelphia. The only issue I have is the defensive line getting to Howell, because their defensive line are killers. But the rest of their team, you can score on these guys. Baker Mayfield made a lot of mistakes in that game. I'm going to take the generous points. What are we getting? The hook? 7.5?
7.5.
You know what? With that hook, give me the Washington Commies, Commanders, whatever you want to call them. I'm on the dog.
You know, and I'll sprinkle some more seed to that, because I think it's a pretty good bet betting Commanders in this one. Last year, the two teams split the division series, with Washington actually winning in Philly.
I like it more, Dave.
Something to consider there, especially if you are getting the hook. Let's move on to the Rams and the Colts. The Rams are 3-0 against the Colts since the 2013 season. These two teams do not see a lot of each other. The Colts have kind of surprised me a lot. They're playing some good football. I don't mind the backup situation with Gardner Minshew in Indianapolis. And you know what? Squeezed out that win against Baltimore. I had them plus the points. I didn't expect the money line win, but they did it.
It's unbelievable, Dave. Toilet bowl too? Like, I can't believe you put this game on in the rotation. It's hard, but I got to tell you this. What are we going to do? I'm going to take the Colts as well. I think that coaching staff has done a real good job, and that's the thing. Richardson banged up. It doesn't matter. Gardner Minshew is a quality backup in this league, and you saw they beat Baltimore. The Rams, on the other hand, I got to hand it to Matt Stafford. Man, that guy takes a beating and keeps on ticking. He's earning his money this year. The Cincinnati Bengals almost put him in a body bag. Short line, it's almost a pick 'em. Give me the horseshoe. Let's hope we have some luck, Dave.
Yeah, I'm on board with that too. And shout out to Zach Moss. He's getting his opportunity. He's making the most of it, because the Bills were kind of jammed up at that running back position for the last number of years. Move on to the Bucs and the Saints. The Saints have won 7 of the last 10 games against Tampa Bay, but are 2-8 against the number in those same games. Are we rebounding on the Bucs?
I almost want you to start on this one, Dave. I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know what to do. Here's the thing. Jameis Winston came in. They got rattled. Green Bay came back and won that game. As for Tampa Bay, a lot of people thinking, oh, anybody can win that division. I still think they're not a very good football team.
No, I don't.
That's my opinion. And Baker Mayfield, as the season goes on, he will regress. He's going to get hit and hit and hit. You know what, Dave? I hate this game as well, but we make picks for everyone. Right now, leaning Saints.
Leaning Saints. And you know what? I think Jameis Winston, with some practice, you know, obviously is the best of what there is on the field right now. Finally, Sunday Night Football has the Chiefs in Gotham against the Jets. Jets, heavy dogs in this one. We know that Taylor Swift will likely be in attendance. We're not sure, nor do we really care.
Nope.
Are we taking some points and NYJ?
Do I care if Taylor Swift is there? Who cares? Maybe Kelsey does, but I'm going to tell you one thing, Dave. This is a very dangerous pick. Kind of like my Denver pick last week. I'm going with your Jets. Jets. Too many points. Love the defense. Kansas City feeling good about themselves after hammering a horrible Bears team. I'm thinking the Jets can do enough maybe to lose by a touchdown. That's a big spread. I'm going to tell you something. Wilson, just please don't turn over the ball in the red zone or sack yourself or do anything stupid. Keep it nice and simple and let that Jets defense, if they can get to Mahomes, man, Mahomes was a little bit gimpy after that game with Kansas City. I'm taking your Jets, not plus 9.5, 10.
This is my last straw with Zach Wilson. If something happens here, please, Carson Wentz, Matthew Stafford. I mean, there's a lot of
Kirk Cousins would be perfect.
Kirk Cousins would be ideal. I just don't know what the asking price is. But nonetheless, enjoy week number 4.